because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter.
I'm Floyd Mayweather. With all the tools that Terence Crawford has, I will pick Terence Crawford to beat a prime Mayweather.
A lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd, and I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Max Kellerman believes a showdown between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather would be an unforgettable clash. He praises Crawford as the best undisputed fighter of this era, while honoring Mayweather's incredible defensive skills that made him nearly untouchable in his prime. According to Kellerman, Crawford has already proven himself at the top of the sport and has the tools to challenge even a legend like Mayweather. For him, this matchup represents the ultimate battle of eras. Flawless defense against complete offense, a fight fans would never stop talking about.
At his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
I don't. Because Terence Crawford got more to bring. He got more to bring to the table.
He's a great
Floyd
fighter.
Mayweather got the little shoulder roll, I get it. Controls distance, but Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather. We saw that in the Sam Judah fight now.
Yeah, Shane too. Shane hurt him with the right hand.
Shane did hurt him as well.
Yep.
And did he fight Shane? But did Floyd fight Shane in his prime? Do you think he fought him in his prime?
Sean Porter reflects on the nonstop debates about Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, noting that the comparisons often take away from appreciating their individual greatness. He says most people instantly pick Mayweather in a fantasy matchup because his undefeated legacy is so deeply established. But Porter argues this quick assumption overlooks the credit Crawford has earned. He explains that Mayweather is the original, the one who set the standard for dominance and became the true Og. At the same time, he respects Crawford's achievements and reminds fans that both fighters thrived in different eras, each leaving their own mark on the sport.
A lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in a fight between Terence and Floyd, and I truly don't know the answer to that question.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who will win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd will win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terrence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah, he's
a
super.
chess master.
Yeah, his IQ in that
The
sense
funny
is
thing
crazy.
about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out. You know?
Yeah, that's true. But you gotta have an OG somewhere.
Everybody else,
There's an OG
somebody
somewhere.
gotta
pioneer, like you gotta. There's an OG you can't outfigure out somewhere, and I just believe Floyd is that OG.
Crawford has spoken on the constant comparisons with a clear and powerful message. He openly admits that Floyd Mayweather was the greatest of his era, a legend who dominated and left a lasting impact on boxing. But at the same time, Crawford makes it clear that this is his era, and he is the one raising the bar for greatness today. His words show both respect and self-belief, reminding fans that greatness isn't about fantasy matchups, but about recognizing the best fighter of each generation. This balanced outlook is why Crawford is admired not only as a champion in the ring, but also as a true voice of the sport.
It's going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now,
Crawford has made it clear that fighting Floyd Mayweather is not on his agenda. While fans might dream about the matchup, he dismisses the idea, saying he has no interest in chasing or defeating Floyd. His focus is on finishing his career his own way. This shows maturity, as he isn't trying to build his legacy by taking aim at a retired legend. Instead, Crawford is determined to carve out his own place in history and walk away with dignity after accomplishing the goals he has set for himself.
Have you thought about going for 51-0, beating Mayweather's record with 50-0? Is that something that you thought about?
I already said I was never gonna beat Mayweather record. That's not something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
To be honest, I was gonna retire if I didn't get this Errol Spence fight.
Crawford highlights Canelo Alvarez's opinion as important because Canelo has shared the ring with both him and Mayweather. When Canelo says Crawford is the better fighter, it carries real weight since he has firsthand experience against both. Even so, Crawford stays respectful, acknowledging that Mayweather was the best in his own era while making it clear that this is now his time to be seen as the greatest. This mix of Canelo's perspective and Crawford's humility shows that, while outside views add value, the respect shared between fighters across different generations is just as important in defining greatness.
You know, one where he felt like he was at the best, you know, and another where he felt like he was at a disadvantage when he had a rehydration clause and he was younger. So, you know, I don't know, you know, I don't go off of that. You know, Floyd is the best fighter, you know, in his era, and I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
One thing that I thought was really interesting about the fight, I always love watching you switch stances as effortlessly as you do. You didn't do that a lot in this fight. You didn't have to. Were you expecting not to have to?
No, I felt like I could have, but you know, why do something when something?
Crawford reinforces his respect for Mayweather by calling him a legend and making it clear that comparisons aren't necessary. He points out that Mayweather's era is already cemented in history as one of dominance, while his own journey is about creating a different kind of legacy. By refusing to frame it as a rivalry, Crawford shifts the conversation toward honoring both men's careers. This mindset not only puts an end to needless debates, but also uplifts the sport by celebrating different forms of greatness instead of trying to crown a single answer.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore, so that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis. Okay, that's a no.
Chris Algieri shared his thoughts on the debate, noting how complicated it is to compare Mayweather and Crawford. He explains that arguments about who is the greatest never end, because there are so many factors, different eras, different opponents, and different circumstances. Instead of trying to crown just one as the ultimate best, Algieri believes fans should appreciate that both fighters are exceptional in their own ways. His perspective is a reminder that the constant push to label one as greater often distracts from simply enjoying the brilliance of both.
And no, the discussion about, because Canelo was asked this question, who's better, Floyd or Crawford, and he immediately went to Crawford. Now, is that recency bias? Is that him protecting his own performance? Is that a veiled shot at Floyd? Probably all of the above. Is it really true? I don't know. And I think Crawford had a great answer. He goes, well, we're different eras. Floyd was, the best of his era. I'm the best of mine, which is a very diplomatic way to go about it. But listen, comparing the two is going to be an endless barbershop conversation that's going to go back and forth over literally the annals of time. I don't think we're ever going to be able to have a distinct argument where you're going to say, this is it. I actually want to do a video where I argue both sides with the same veracity and veracity, because there is that much about it, and you can, which is an awesome thing, because this is going to be the barbershop, like, yeah, well, Rocky Marciano or Joe Louis. Well, he knocked out Joe Louis. Yeah, but he's 170. Like, we're gonna. That's the conversation.
127 years old.
In real time with guys that we've all seen, literally overlapping errors. So those discussions will always be there. it's great fodder. It's great barbershop debate. In the debate, it's debate. Yeah, it's going to be subjective.
I agree.
I think objectively, I don't think there's a way to really separate.
Yeah, I agree. And I prefer, as I was thinking about it, like, wow, I can't believe I've watched the Floyd era, the Crawford era, the Usyk era. It's like I've gotten to see some really great fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in the 90s when boxing was, everybody was going head to head. There wasn't a guy that stood out like Floyd, Crawford, and Usyk, where it was super.
Robert Garcia praised Crawford's win over Canelo Alvarez, saying Crawford delivered exactly the kind of performance he knew he was capable of. He pointed to Crawford's power, skill, and composure in the ring, noting that the victory reflected both his preparation and natural talent. By defeating Canelo, Crawford showed he could handle even the biggest stars, boosting his case as one of the all-time greats. Garcia's words add further validation, proving that Crawford's accomplishments are respected by experienced trainers and analysts across the sport.
That you gave Crawford a really good chance. Did you see on Saturday night exactly why you gave him that chance?
I think so. You know, he's very talented. He's a very disciplined fighter also. He's healthy. And, you know, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought, or he didn't look too good against Madrimov at 154. How can he look good? He's a talented fighter, and that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, you know, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov, so how could he look good at 68? Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what he had to do. You know, like I always said, you know, I wasn't gonna put money on it because it's also very dangerous. Like Canelo's a beast, strong. So I never really, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it, but I did give him a chance. He's got talent, man. He's got skills, and what he did was unbelievable, man. You know, we were there was another show that we do with Boxing Scene, and we had it right before the fight, at 4 o'clock, before the main card started. And they asked me, what's your final prediction? I said, you know what? I'm gonna say it, Crawford by decision. You know, because I talked to Womack on Thursday night, and they're in Vegas, and he seemed very positive, motivated. So that kind of gave me a little, you know what? My final prediction is Crawford by decision, and they pulled it.
Teddy Atlas broke down Crawford's victory in detail, praising his calmness and unique ability to see openings that others miss in the ring. He highlighted Crawford's precise jab and tactical brilliance as key factors in the fight. Atlas also compared Canelo's bouts with Mayweather and Crawford, noting that when Mayweather fought him, Canelo was still young and inexperienced, while against Crawford, he was a seasoned champion yet still outclassed. He added the age factor too. Mayweather was 40 when he faced Canelo, while Crawford was nearly 38 when he beat him. Atlas's analysis underscores just how impressive Crawford's achievement truly is.
But he's not digital. There's only a few guys that are digital. What do I mean by that? He's not Crawford. What do I mean by that? Where does it separate? Instincts, eyes, calmness, the mind. The mind wonders. I know the body wondered. I saw the combinations. Canelo's throwing one at a time, and Crawford's hitting him with 3, 4, 5 shots. He put them together. He's controlling the range. Yes, he had the reach advantage. Yes, he used it. He used his jab. He controlled the reach. But it's more than that. It's the mind at work. He's more advanced. He sees things. He's calm in an uncommon environment, calmer than most. So calm he'll see things others don't see. Just a millisecond, I was explaining this to Stephen A. the day before. Just a millisecond before someone else sees it, he sees it. And he's got the mental control, the confidence, the supreme confidence Customado talked about. He said he only saw 2 fighters with that. Teddy Atlas, I only saw 2 fighters with supreme confidence. Sugar Ray Robinson, greatest fighter of all time, and Muhammad Ali. Where they don't believe you can beat them. That's Crawford. All of that together, mixed together, makes a perfect cocktail of supremeness, of greatness, of another level, of digital. And that's what he sees things, he reacts to it, he sees a twitch.
Canelo Alvarez openly admitted that Crawford is the better fighter, a statement that carries real weight since he has faced both Mayweather and Crawford in the ring. His acknowledgement of Crawford's skill and superiority adds strong credibility to the argument in Crawford's favor, because Canelo speaks from direct experience rather than speculation. His words stand out as one of the most reliable views in the debate. This reinforces the idea that Crawford's current form and accomplishments secure his place as one of the very best fighters in the world today.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know, we knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I tried my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and
After Crawford's dominant win over Canelo, the comparisons to Mayweather reached new heights, with many admitting it's almost impossible to say who is better. Crawford's achievements, becoming undisputed in multiple weight classes and holding for belts across divisions, give him a record that even Mayweather never matched, while Floyd's undefeated streak remains untouchable. Crawford's ability to move through divisions and unify them makes him stand out in his own way. For many, this puts Crawford on the same level as Mayweather, and in some eyes, even higher, securing his place as a historic figure in boxing.
After last night's match between Crawford and Canelo, I am not gonna lie, that boy Crawford up there with Floyd. The way he went toe-to-toe with a heavy hitter like Canelo is actually crazy, bro. And this is probably one of Crawford's best fights. Like, he was super sharp. Like, dude was super sharp, super clean, and he stayed in that pocket. People talking about that Crawford was running. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't look like he was running at me. It looked like he was taking them hits on the chin. I mean, for God's sakes, bro. He got stung in the head, took himself to the hospital. Like, dude real live like that. And I know that, you know, Floyd, he real live, you know, he a good boxer. Floyd is actually one of my favorite boxers. But Crawford is now becoming one of my favorite boxers because he's very, like, skillful. The technicality of him and just the decisions he makes in that ring, bro, to get up on the scoreboard is crazy. And he's not like one of them fighters like how Shakur, he boxes for points. And that's cool. That's the way boxing's supposed to go, I guess. But Terence, you can get that from him, but you can also get that aggressiveness when he in that pocket and he throwing a couple hooks and trying to take you out. But I will say, Canelo even said it. He said, bruh, he thinks that Crawford is way better than Floyd. And they asked him, like, why would you, think that? He just said everything he does is different. I can't understand the style of boxing he had. And he was saying that he's good at everything when it comes to the ring. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, Canelo is not lying. Like, Crawford is like that, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, to stand toe-to-toe with Canelo, that actually is crazy because everybody knows he's a heavy hitter. Like, he's a knockout artist. But yeah, he definitely deserves it, bro. That boy Crawford 42-0. And I don't know why he's even thinking about return, but you gotta pass up Floyd. I'm not gonna lie, you need to get some more semis under your belt, because if you pass up Floyd, that's when the rumblings are gonna really be like, oh yeah, he's the best. I don't think he's gonna retire. I think that he still go,